take me back to about a month before we started working together. And I know we've kind of been together and connected for a couple years now, but
Mhm.
let's go back to, let's say, July. Um, what were your struggles then? What were you feeling? What were you sort of dealing with then?
Hmm. July. Yeah. I was I remember I was feeling very alone in the journey. I was feeling like what am I doing? Like, is this really working out? What am I doing? There's a little bit of stress around like continuing my coaching journey as a coach. And I remember it was pretty stressful around the finances as well because there were ups and downs. Like at some point, I would make a lot of money, and then I would somehow like have a lot of work, and then somehow I would like just drop to a different level again, and that was like really challenging. And yeah, that's what I exactly was. Just really confused about what's going on, about the journey, and not feeling supported, and feeling a bit alone on the journey. Yeah.
Yeah. So you felt alone. It was kind of up and down. You had made some great money, but then would kind of lose it and have to hustle again and just wondering how do I make this work? And just a lot of confusion.
Yeah, exactly.
As you've been on this journey, specifically with me and just being an amazing member of our group, take me through some of the things along the way that you feel we've helped you with, helped you solve, that have really made a difference for you.
Hmm. Well, there are there are quite a few things. Hmm, where do I start? Well, first, the community. I feel it's like initially when got into the community in a mastermind. Um, it was quite interesting. I had some time of landing in it, but then I felt like really connected with the community, and kind of like having this support place that wherever I'm at, even if I have, because we're going to continue having these ups and downs and confusions at some point, at different points in the journey. Just having this and knowing that it's there was such a refresher for me, because it's a heart-centered community. It's a community where I can bring up any topic, and I'm gonna kind of like get the support because people realize that we are holistic, and that we are, humans who have relationships, who have challenges in different areas of our lives which impact our business and so on, and plus the business coaching aspect. So for me, a big one is to have this support of the community, and just to know that it's always there for me, and that I can get a mindset shift just by being there. And that mindset shift can, lead to creation. Like I remember one of the mindset shifts that came, and that's still in progress for me, but it's an idea that is going to evolve. Was some time ago when I came with some kind of like I came with some kind of a challenge, and what immediately clicked for me was that I really want to write a book, and I want to connect with these heart-centered leaders. And that was a mindset shift for me, and that's kind of like birthed a lot of what's happening now. It takes time for everything to manifest, but it's like the roots were there. Just one mindset shift can change a lot of things on the journey. So
Mm. That's so great. I'm so glad that you feel that it's a really supportive and open and holistic community, because you're right. We are full beings. Yes, we are building amazing businesses, and we are women, and we have families and lives, and our health and relationships and all of that. It is
yeah.
all integrated.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that aspect about this community. It's just initially it took me time to land because I thought, oh my God, everybody's so much ahead of me. But then, like I realized, well, actually the challenges are very similar. Plus, I love being able to learn from women who are also even ahead, because I could really be like, oh, so this is what follows. So I could do it this way, maybe, and I really got a lot of a lot of support through that, and just seeing the transformation of some people as well. Well, also people seeing my transformation and telling me in this process, like, yeah, being together in the months, seeing people's transformation was so inspiring, because I'm like, wow, this person really shifted, and like they're saying that this and this and this is what helped them, and so we can learn that, like, such as, for example, this one of the women who today mentioned around consistency, that it's been challenging, there have been ups and downs, but she stayed consistent, and that for me, it's like, okay, so if I stay consistent, I can actually make it. So that was a really beautiful thing for me to hear and see, actually, the transformation. And there's been other women who I've been inspired by, and I'm like, okay, wow, I can see the transformation in her. This is real, this is happening, and I know she had exactly the same struggles that I'm having right now. So this is kind of like working. It's working. It's just needs patience, and yeah, just being there and staying in the process. And it certainly helped me with having faith and trust, because I remember there was this period when I was about to move from where one country to another country, and coming here to Portugal was such a quantum leap for me. I was certainly supported by this community as well throughout that whole process, and I just felt there was such a quantum leap for myself, and that was really all based around trusting in the journey and being like, okay, I'm putting everything into this, I'm trusting myself, I'm going to go there, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to where I was. But this community was so supportive, and just increased the level of trust in myself
Mm.
to
Well,
persevere.
trust yourself, and your transformation has been such a treat for me, for all of the other members. And you're right, transformation can be so powerful for others to witness. How would you describe your transformation? And I get that you are someone who is always investing in your personal and professional growth. You really, really do the work, and you allow yourself to be supported. And it's so beautiful to witness, and important for other women to hear that. What would you say, like, how has Klementina transformed in the past year or so?
One thing that is, well, initially when we started working with the mastermind, after taking your coaching, long coaching, or like that's a coaching program around the niche, I remember when we started, I was like, I'm not even sure if if I want to continue this, or maybe I should find another job as well to support me. So, but then I was like, no, I have the support. Like, your support was key for me to persevere on the journey. And so then I was like, no, it's fine. I don't need a plan B. I can just go with this and just have that, like, just go with it. This is the only plan, and this is it. So I feel like the faith and the trust has been really, really big transformation. I mean, that's big. It's massive for me in my life, and it's still playing out, and it's still like I kind of like remind myself of that moment, and I'm like, okay, no, it worked, so it will work now as well. So I always remind myself of that specific moment, and I replay it, and that's how I kind of like support myself in the journey as well.
Mm.
Next is, there was one just recently where I was really confused about, because there was some kind of like unrest in me. It's like, I'm not sure, I don't feel it anymore, in this location, maybe I need to move. And then I started realizing a few other things around being busy. So what happened is, actually, I noticed a tendency in me to get busy and to get distracted from my business. Distraction, being busy. So I actually did everything I could to slow down and be even in one place, and even notice the food that I'm eating, and again come to this community and be supported whenever I, have this like idea to get myself busy with something else and to come back to like, yeah, no, just one step at a time. And that's I feel like that's the transformation has now kind of like happened because I chose to stay and persevere when it was something in me was telling me like, no, 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 you might not feel it here. You shouldn't be here. But actually, that's just like a shadow mechanism of mine. Yeah, so that's been one, and just leaning into my feminine as well has been a big one. Just to lean into the feminine and not overworking myself and not being like just the working, which is all like a loop, which I never could come out of. And now it's been like, okay, surrender, being into the feminine, and also taking the necessary like minimum action that's required to just make it happen.
And now all things you're preparing to support other successful women and their own journeys with.
Yeah, this definitely birthed that for me. Initially, it was quite hard because I didn't know what's going on. Why can't I work as much as I did before? Why can't I do it succeed in the same way that I did before? But now it all makes sense because I was preparing myself for this, just getting into this flow, getting out of the shadow of the busy, getting out of the shadow of the dominant masculine energy, which was kind of like running my life. Like, oh my God, if I don't work, like I'll not succeed. If I don't work really hard, I will not succeed. If I'm not stressed, I will not succeed. So going out of that and just connecting to my emotions and to my desire and to my intuition has just opened up a new space now to serve women who deal with those challenges.
Mm. What do you feel is next for you now? What's possible for you now?
What's possible for me now is very interesting. Like what I'm feeling is being somehow more organic and in tune with life just by being present, serving people who I really, really align with, who are really committed, who really want to invest in themselves and do the work and implement it in their life personally, but also in their business and amplify their impact. So heart-led leaders, people who are already having like a lot of success in their business, but they're really busy. So that's a really big one because it's really people who want to do the work. And then besides that, I've been thinking about creating some kind of a container, some kind of an offering, but that's really coming from a space of like what I want to create in the world, and not really even about the money or financial compensation, but just from a space of like service. And I feel this is related to my bigger vision of like a collective transformation. How can we collectively actually transform our individual shadow and a collective shadow, and be in our creator, being this freedom, have the integration of the feminine and masculine and all these things. So something around that is boiling up, and I know that's going to be as well something that I will also monetize, but I'm not going to do it from that perspective in the beginning. I want it to be really heart led, and just to be there for the community. Maybe actually I will not monetize it at some point, but it's really coming up as a service, and just to lean back and trust life and create a family and create the life that I've always wanted. So that's also opening up as an opportunity because just being more present and more into taking it step by step and being present and trusting myself.
Mm. So beautiful. You're such a healer and a creator, and you have so much to give and share with so many people in such similar circumstances and life scenarios. It's really a gift.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Is there anything else you'd like the people to know? Any parting words?
Yeah, I mean, just that I mean, of course, working with you, I love the way you coach and can bring a person to an insight. So I think that's really beautiful. um Especially I felt it when we had the one-on-one container, and I was like, every time I was like, wow, this is so there was always something shifting. So I do love that, and just the sense of peace and calmness. So thank you for that as well.